Anime has graciously blessed us this season with the beloved trend of cute girls. As stated in my previous first impressions video, I'm not here to give you a plot synopsis of every new anime. I'm here to help those of you who don't have the time to watch the first episode of nearly 40 new series figure out what's worth your time. The feeling of growing stagnant, not utilizing our fleeting youth to the fullest extent, is beautifully encapsulated in Sora Yori mo Tooi Basho. Not knowing what to do with your life, but wanting to do something, is a feeling many of us are uncomfortably familiar with. When we finally discovered some reason to move forward, we blame our fear of failure as an excuse for not taking action, when in actuality we're truly afraid of success. Complacency is what hinders us from new experiences, and this deceptively good series clearly conveys that message in just the first 2 episodes. The aptly named Ramen Daisuki Koizumi-san, or Koizumi-san Loves Ramen, educates us on the various types of ramen through cute girls. Aside from learning various ramen facts, the primary appeal of the anime seems to be witnessing the typically standoffish Koizumi-san making moderately erotic expressions as she indulges herself in the blissful experience of consuming glistening bowls of broth and noodles. Watching Slow Start feels like eating chocolate chip pancakes covered in strawberry syrup. It's sickeningly sweet. Slow Start lacks restraint, incessantly smothering viewers with archetypal cute girls reenacting scenes I've seen countless times before. While the line separating cute from obnoxious varies from person to person, I felt like it crossed that threshold after 30 seconds. Citrus appears to be a melodramatic romance about, oh my gosh. It's difficult to justify why you should watch one cute girl show over another, contrary to the fact that I'm trying to do that right now. Mitsuboshi Colors is another straightforward yet charming anime involving cute girls solving problems around their town. Something about it feels a bit more genuine than Slow Start. Maybe it's simply the character design. In a medium where the majority of high schoolers look like they're 10 years old, it's rare to see a relatively accurate depiction of a girl around that age. I live for anime that kill me inside the way Devilman Crybaby did. The series definitely deserves its own video, I just need some time to process it. Please, go watch it in the meantime if you haven't already. Despite being opposing genres, horror and comedy are fundamentally similar in regards to their structure. They both establish a universally understood concept, frame that concept in a way that enhances curiosity, and build some degree of suspense around it before finally revealing the punchline, eliciting either a laugh or a scream. While this similarity explains why a horror author may dabble in comedy, I'm unsure if introducing an audience to Junji Ito through one of his somewhat comedic stories was a good idea. Although episode 2 was a much more accurate representation of Ito's work, the majority of complaints surrounding the Junji Ito collection will most likely be a result of it being poorly adapted. Only watch it if you like spooky stuff. Toji no Miko is about girls with swords, Grand Crest Senki has a hot main character with a sexy midriff. Once again, Kyoto Animation has raised the bar for themselves and are setting an outrageous standard for the quality of TV anime. Back in July, I was lucky enough to see the premiere of Violet Evergarden at Anime Expo. Regardless of the fact that I had seen the first episode just a few months ago, I still found myself completely awestruck by the show's stunningly gorgeous visuals as I watched it for the second time. From the soundtrack to the nuanced mannerisms of its characters, the quality of Violet Evergarden is more comparable to an animated film than a series. This anime is unreasonably beautiful. In what little plot was presented to us over the course of 24 minutes, it's hard to know if the story will match the caliber of the show's aesthetics. However, various moments of visual characterization, such as a fan service scene simultaneously showcasing both Violet's obedience and disturbing past, leave me feeling optimistic. In anime where cute girls do cute things, we expect cute girls to take precedence over whatever it is that they're doing. If an anime manages to make us fall in love with a group of fictional girls at the start of a series, we're more likely to be interested and emotionally invested in whatever mundane activity they engage in. Yuru Camp defies this expectation and seems to suffer from it. By heavily focusing on the technical aspect of camping, Yuru Camp disregards the desires of its demographic. I'm watching girls I have no attachment to set up tents and collect firewood. Surprisingly, in order to thoroughly appreciate an anime about camping, you may actually need to have a pre-existing interest in camping. The first episode of Hakyu Hoshin Engi was a terribly paced information dump that I couldn't even finish. Karakai Jozu no Takagi-san is the cutest anime ever. It's just the cutest. Koi wa Ameagari no Yoni is a similarly adorable show with slightly more substance. While Karakai Jozu no Takagi-san's episodic structure reveals what we should expect from the rest of the series, the more linear nature of Koi wa Ameagari teases us with underlying drama and presents opportunities for substantial character development. Also, just look at this girl. Killing Bites is bad, but smutty, so I'll watch it. Darling in the FRANXX is neither conceptually nor thematically groundbreaking by any means, but just as Boku no Hero is inherently revolutionary, the show's style and execution are what make it feel fresh. The overall vibe of the anime felt like a contemporary blending of Eureka 7's narrative, Evangelion's style, and a hint of Gurren Lagann's intensity. I'm thoroughly guilty of liking this series purely as a result of it being an amalgamation of pre-existing qualities that embody certain things I like about anime, such as devilish grills and plug suits piloting humanoid mechs. The refreshing and nostalgic Cardcaptor Sakura clear card somehow retains the magical atmosphere of the original without excessively pandering to the fans of the original. Modernized aesthetic aside, the series doesn't feel like it's trying to reinvent itself. It's simply a continuation of a story so many of us fell in love with years ago. I was incredibly surprised at how natural it felt to suddenly continue watching Cardcaptor Sakura from right where its predecessor left off. Ryuuou no Oshigoto is clearly targeting the lolly enthusiasts, but was relatively entertaining. Madchen, or however you pronounce it, was boring and generally uninspired. When a work prides itself in being trash, criticisms transform into compliments. Therefore, it's impossible for me to verbalize my distaste for Pop Team Epic without fans believing I'm fully immersed in the meta of the show. Mira no Kaikata is not the type of show I'm inherently interested in, and most likely won't keep up with, but I did find it stupidly cute. Hakumei toMikochi might be the most lighthearted anime of the season, following the everyday life of two very small girls. Death March was awful and annoying. The entirety of the first episode consisted entirely of the isekai protagonist's inner monologue, providing incessant exposition for every single thing happening on screen. That kid's mom was hot, I'm level 1, red dots mean there's an enemy, he wants me to fight with a sword, his life bar is almost gone. I get it, I have eyes, let me watch the show instead of talking over it. Hakata Tonkatsu Ramen's was tonally incomprehensible, constantly using superficial tactics to shock viewers into finding some interest in this convoluted mess of a story. Murder, cross-dressing hitmen who kill other hitmen. It was just dumb. And lastly, Kokoku is the one anime I'm still unsure about based off the first episode. I wasn't presented with enough information for me to make a proper judgment. So far, based off the first 1 or 2 episodes, I think the most promising anime of the season are Violet Evergarden, Sora Yori mo Tooi Basho, Darling in the FRANXX, and Cardcaptor Sakura. Anime with strong potential are Karakai Jozu no Takagi-san, Koi wa Ameagari, and Hakumei toMikochi. Guilty pleasures are Mitsuboshi Colors, Ryuuou no Oshigoto, and Citrus. And of course, keep an eye out for continuations of Nanatsu no Taizai, Dagashi Kashi, Overlord, and Yowamushi Pedal. I genuinely hope some of you found this somewhat helpful. Thank you all so much for the unbelievable amount of support you've shown me. It may not seem like much, but this channel is already way larger than I ever thought it would be. If there's anything you would like to see from me in the future, or if you have any feedback at all, please feel free to let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.